Okay, so video 4, now comes the fun part. We're going to start chopping away at your CO2 car body and putting some designs on it. And I'm going to make a new sketch, so Faces tool, and I'm going to click on this face. I'm just going to right click, New Sketch, and I'll call it Design or Body Design. And hit OK. Oh, Design 2. There we go. I'm going to hit Shift W to look straight at it. The first thing I'm going to do is, let's say I want to take off some of the weight in the back. So I don't need all this excess weight above the CO2 cartridge holder. I need to leave some, but not all of it. So I'm just going to grab the line tool and I'm going to just tilt it so I can still see where I'm drawing. And I'm going to just kind of pick a point. We can dimension this, but let's focus on design for a little bit and not so much dimensioning. So I'm holding down Shift to make it straight, and then a little dot came up to say that it was snapping to that line. And I'm zooming in because I wasn't too confident, so I'm going to undo that line, and I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to redraw it, and then I'm going to go beyond just to make sure I got it. So I crossed that line. So what I have to do, I have to create a valid profile of something that I want to cut out. So I can't just draw my body on and say, oh, that's what I want it to look like. I have to draw the sections that I want to cut out. So I have a valid section up here. I'm going to hit Shift W. I want to cut that out. So I can just go down to Project Profile, Subtract Material, Below Work Plane, and hit OK. So I've taken a portion of my car off. Alright, well, let's say I want to do that again. I want to cut more material out, but this time from the front. So I can still work on the same sketch. And I can add to it. So let's say I want to take the front nose off. I want to make it a little bit more aerodynamic. So again, notice how this one turned into an invalid profile now. So what I need to do is complete this triangle, if you will. So I can go beyond. So I didn't snap that line very tight, but it doesn't matter. I'm just cutting it out. So everything in that purple section now is going to be cut out. Since I already applied what's called a projection, I've already cut this top part out, I can just hit Update, and it'll apply my front end to it now. So I'm working on this sketch I've already cut out once. I'm adding to it. I'm going to hit Update. And what I'll do is I'll click over here on 3D view, take the sketches down, and then now I have a more aerodynamic body. Still, if you ask me, it doesn't look the sleekest. We'll adjust it. But I don't want to create something that looks totally cool. I want you guys to handle that. It's your car, and use some of the tools to do that. So I kind of used the line tool to create a profile of the cutout. Now I'm going to use the elliptical tool, so a little different. So I still want to cut everything out so I can really work on the same sketch. I'm going to choose this elliptical tool, and maybe I want to draw like a bottom cutout. I want to cut some of this area out. So notice how I add that shape to the mix. And if I hit Update, it's going to cut that under section out. And I just did that. I didn't have to use 3 lines. I just did one shape. And I have some curved features. I'm going to click on this Show Parts icon so it takes the sketches down. And it just shows me my 3D view. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to just click on the full view. So that's a little bit more aerodynamic. I know that this This pocket under here is going to capture some wind, so not the best design. But I've reduced some weight. I've made the flow a little bit better. I'm going to hit Shift W. I'm going to add to this. I don't need this back corner weight, so I'm going to click on let's do the rectangle tool. I'm going to take a rectangle and I'm just going to cut some of this out, and then I'm going to hit update. Go back to 3D view. Pretty boxy still. Pretty boxy. The next video I'll show you how to smooth it out in Pro D, and we'll sand it in real life.